Hello, Internet Nation. Alex and Ashley here. I. What the fuck? Why are y'all intertwined? I need you, phone, to stay away from all hot shit. All hot shit? No. Nigga! Can y'all separate? What is this entanglement? Unentanglement yourselves. I wanna fucking use the hot iron and make my puns without you falling down. Weak ass, spineless ass bitch. But anyway, I am working on the last bit of Umi's wig right now, and I was just talking to a person, and I swear to God, I hate going back on my main Instagram, because it's like, niggas is always in my DMs, and it's like, it's not even like in a bad way, just in like a, half the time they're checking in on me, and it's like, I can't emphasize how much I fucking hate being asked, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What are you doing? Because 90% of the times, it comes literally after I just posted a status saying how the fuck I'm doing. But, like, you know, imagine, like, I know. I don't understand why boys can't imagine how annoying and frustrating it must be to have 13,000. Like, I understand. Y'all probably are desperate for this shit. But it is so annoying and overwhelming to have mad people in your inbox trying to talk to you at the same time. Like, literally, my phone just be blowing up. I was trying to expand the YouTube window earlier, try to double tap on that shit, and somebody message popped up and opened Instagram. And I'm just like, if y'all niggas don't put your fucking bras on to calm your goddamn tits down, I'ma cut them shits off and attach them to the ass. My ass, you know, so I can have a fatter ass. I know that's not how it works, but they also don't have tits. They also don't have, like, big enough tits to do a fat transplant. But that's neither here nor there. This is about what this is about. And it's not about Umi today, even though I will be working on her while I do this video. But I was talking to this dude about stuff in general. We're basically talking about why I smoke, because I'm trying to be sober. I haven't smoked today. And in, of course, 1 minute, I think I went to sleep around like 2, and I definitely had 3 blunts last night. I had enough bud for 2 blunts, and then I realized that I was rolling a fat blunt, and fat blunts can be turned into 2 subpar blunts. So that's what I did. But I had 3 blunts yesterday, which, you know, the day before that I had about a little bit more than an eighth. But I had 3 blunts yesterday, and none today. You know, we're talking about why I smoke. And granted, I was fine all day. Dominantly annoyed. I'm generally really annoyed when I don't smoke. You know, that's just how it be. But I was fine until now, and I'm not fine now because for the past hour or so, my phone has been blowing up because I can't post a story without somebody talking to me about it. But my phone is just blowing up for messages, and I'm just kind of like getting bummed, getting overwhelmed, because this is too much communication, and we're not, well, I mean, aside from the one conversation, but I don't really like the way he phrases things. We aren't really talking about anything, me and these people. But, so I just wanted to, like, have a chat, at least, like, verbally acknowledge the changes that I'm seeing in life, you know, because one way to really acknowledge something is to, like, talk about it, you know? What the fuck was that? So, like, I've noticed over the past few months, I haven't been getting sexualized as often. Like, that shit used to be an everyday occurrence, and I don't know if it's just because I'm not active on my main Instagram, which, like, that's weird to me. I stopped using hashtags and everything, and I'm barely on my main account, but I keep getting followers on there, and I'm just like, how are y'all finding me? It might be from when I follow a lot of, like, really popular people, And a lot of those people interact with my comments a lot of the time, so I guess that makes me look like a cool person too. I keep hearing that I'm a cool person, but my follower count definitely doesn't reflect that. And as far as I know, I'm just a nerd that likes their dolls. This is literally how I spend all of my days. If I'm not working on her, I'm working on faceplates. It's either Nendoroids or BJDs, but oh my god, you guys, I have a BJD. Can we just say that? I have a BJD. I'm not even talking. I'm so sorry, Percy. I keep disrespecting your name, but you know you count. You just look at her. Look at her. She can't even keep her head up. Look at Umi. And now look at Percy. Come on, Percy. Show us you can hold your own head weight. You're not making this easy for me. But like, you see what I'm saying? Is my chair all the way down? I think so. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's just a little more legit. I was checking to make sure I turned the flat iron off. Yo, I keep having flashbacks of like young me chilling on the computer and just looking at websites of like BJDs and like, it's so beautiful, so amazing, so wonderful and pretty. Oh my god, I want one. And then seeing the price and going, oh my god. And then, you know, now I'm older and I realize that that's the price for like the full doll with the face up and the hair and the outfit and all this stuff. And I have a BJD now. I had a bunch of mini ones, but I have a BJD now, and there were minimal errors with her order. I even ended up with like an entire snowdrop. She just like snuck in. That looks creepy from that angle. Just an entire extra snowdrop. Like, so Umi is the keeper of all of my blooms, all the tiny BJDs, all made by Prepzilla. That's the story behind them. They don't really have like set characters, except maybe the Poppy I'm about to work on, because she kind of became, well, some of them have set characters. The Foxglove that came out was originally, my Foxglove was originally based off of my character Tara, who was kind of like a rendition of me. They're more like the gender neutral, aggressive, horny version of me. And then I created this new character recently who doesn't have a name yet, but the character that I designed for her previously for the Poppy BJD Bloom was originally named Candy, and that just became the standing name as I was trying to find a design for her. And I didn't really like, she kind of got this design because I designed a character based off of like all the pain that I experienced, and I wanted to like turn that into a character. And yeah, so technically I wanted to turn that character into a doll, but I also didn't want to pay another $600+ for a doll like Umi, who's nice and big and sturdy. And like, I could do a Nendo with it, but I think I'm kind of like moving out of my Nendo obsession into my BJD obsession, because the BJD stuff, that was always the next step in the evolution. Well, the next step in Nendo customizing, but I'm not going to stop customizing Nendos. If anything, I think this just means that this is the time for Nendoroid wigs and insert eyes. But that's a little later. Just a little later. You know, let me finish Umi first and these blooms and see where I'm at as an artist. And then we'll see where we're going from there. But that is literally a dream that I had when I was a kid, which is why I'm not smoking right now. I don't know if I'm going to make it past tomorrow. I'm definitely not going to smoke an eighth a day this month. If I do smoke after tomorrow, at the very least, I think I'm going to get... I was just staring at my anatomy and the thing, and I was like, is that my shoulder? Why does it look like that? Why are my shoulders so broad? So confused, and I couldn't think about what I was saying because I was distracted until I realized it was my knee. But like, I'm gonna get Bud because I'm realizing there's a possibility, like, especially with me telling people on my main Instagram that I'm not dead, which, like, you would think there would have been more people being like, oh my god, are you okay? Are you dead? Aside from, like, Mittens, who was calling every other day to be like, to check in on me. And I guess Adonis, because he started messaging me everywhere else. So aside from, like, those two, nobody else was like, oh, you've been missing for a while. And I guess my ex, because he technically called me, but that just feels like a violation, you know? Like, don't be calling people from blocked numbers or new numbers that they don't have in their phone so that they don't know that's you, especially when they're waiting for their dentist to call. And it's like, why does he always have to call me at the worst time? Like, this nigga literally called me the second I had my nice porno set up, had my dildo clean next to me, ready to stick that shit in my body. And as soon as I, like, looking for a video, this thing's, hello? Are you okay? I'm just checking in on you. I'm like, no, nigga, I'm not okay. I'm in the worst place I've ever been mentally. And you calling me, you're not gonna do shit because I know you ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna come here. You ain't gonna hug me. Literally, last time you were supposed to come hold me, you went to get your hair did, like a bitch. And you're gonna be surprised that I'm gonna treat you like a bitch. You moving like a bitch. So I'm gonna treat you like a bitch. But that nigga just has the worst time. Like, why? Why does he only call me at the worst time? He only calls me when I'm busy, when I can't talk, or when he's about to be fucking busy and can't talk. It's like, why you gotta call me when I'm about to masturbate? Now I can't stop thinking about how you always call me at the worst time and how I feel kind of violated because you called me and I picked up when, one, I'm not talking to anybody, and two, I'm definitely not talking to you. So, yeah, what was I saying before I went on a rant? I'm not talking on the phone. Anyway, Umi's here. I have my first BJD, which is why. Something about weed, wasn't it? Ah, yes, I'm gonna get some weed for the pocket, just in case I feel emotional and start to get suicidal. Then I can smoke and construct my feelings. But then it's also gonna be hard because then it's gonna be like, ah, yes, I have this pot sitting here that I shouldn't smoke. It's just this emergency pot, and I'm sitting here all day. I've just been like, oh, I just want to smoke. It'd be so good to smoke right now. Oh, I just want to smoke. Oh, smoke. You know? So I'm trying not to do that. But anyway, I want to acknowledge the positive stuff in my life. I am an adult. This one hits me all the time. I'm an adult. It hits me every time I go to somebody's house and it's like 12 at night, or I'm gonna sleep over or something, and I'm just like, I'm an adult. I don't gotta tell nobody shit. I don't gotta text nobody talking about, oh, I'm staying out. I don't gotta ask for permission. I don't gotta get consent to live my fucking life. That shit fucked me up as a kid. Not even like the kid aspect of it. Sure, I'll text my mom when I'm like staying out, but just the sheer amount of control that she had over my life. That's what fucked me up. And now I'm just like, yes, breathe a sigh of relief. It's like that shit hits me every time somebody walks past my door. Because I had this trauma response where I tense up when people walk past my door because I think it's my mom either going to the bathroom or about to come kick my door down to yell at me because I was a teenager. But that's not the case. So I've been getting really, really good. I think I'm almost to the point. Like, I'm to the point where somebody walks past and I clam up real quick and I just stop. I don't even have to go through the whole, it's okay, it's not your mom, this is your space, your room, you're fine, this is your house, it's just a roommate, nobody's gonna burst into your room, for one. If somebody wants to come in, I mean, that's kind of a lie, because Fumi be bursting into my room. She at least knocks, but she'll knock and then open the door, which is like, if that happens, I 100% know that it's Fumi, you know? Which is like, that gives me, I still have the sense of control and power, because then it's like guaranteed. It's not my mom. It's kind of like my mom figure, but it's not my mom. It's just Fumi. So it's like, she's not here to yell at me. She's not here to like berate me for living life. She's just here to say hi, and that's just who she is. You know, but nobody else is going to come bursting into my room at any given point. So it's like, and it's just to the point where I clam up and then let go. So soon, I'm not going to be affected by that. And that's going to be great. Another thing, and I said this before, I'm not getting sexualized every day. I can actually walk to the store and nobody says anything to me. The last thing a strange man said to me was, "Don't worry, it's gonna be alright." I know that's random, but that was like 2 days ago when I was waiting for my roommate to send me a picture of my package because Umi had been delivered, and I wanted to make sure this wasn't like the situation that happened last time when my roommate said my package was delivered and it wasn't my package. But at least Marika had the nerve to like look at the fucking name on the box, and she also put my package in front of my door, which is a thing that I usually do for my roommates, so I really appreciated that because I usually put like, unless it's like I almost said Tamika. What is her name? Fuck. Unless it's like Tati, who usually leaves her door open, so I'll like stick it on a dresser that she has next to her door. I usually just put it next to their, like in front of their door, so it's like if they open their door, it's still gonna fall down so they notice it, you know? But not like in the way, so like if they don't notice it, they're gonna step on it or something. And I appreciated that, you know? So while I'm waiting for her to send me the picture, I just left physical therapy and I'm just in that mode where it's like, if she sends me the picture, I'll be fine. I'll calm down because then I know it's in the house. And then after that, it's just the paranoia of, did somebody steal something from my box? Because I literally fucked myself up when I read reviews. I read reviews for Partial Force. Don't. If you order something through Partial Force Express Shipping, don't read the reviews. You will scare yourself. Somebody said they opened their package and stole the shirt that they shipped to their friend. Somebody else said that the package just never showed up. And I'm just like, it got sent back twice after I had to wait a week while it just sat in customs. This is me we're talking about. This is the most important package of my life. Of course it would go missing in the mail. So I'm just paranoid as shit, you know? So I'm waiting for the train because of course I missed the train by a millisecond. I literally am at the top of the stairs and watch the doors close. That's fine. You can close YouTube. My phone just closed the multi-windows, i.e. YouTube, because I was too lazy to slide it all the way down. But plus I was watching YouTube and just spontaneously decided to drop everything I was doing and record this, because impulse control is only applicable when it comes to big things. But anyway. So yeah, I was waiting for the train, and I was pacing around one of those columns, talking to myself, as I do, you know? Because, you know, people are going to call me crazy for standing up for myself. Might as well just fully indulge, you know? Plus, if you don't want to talk to you, why would I want to talk to you? Like, if you're so boring you can't even hold your own conversation, why would I want to indulge in that? I'm talking to y'all. You know who I'm talking about. Talking about what you doing, how you feeling. Talk about something. I gave y'all a cheat code. You want something to talk about, but you don't know how to open a conversation with me? Nigga, talk about My Hero Academia. Don't talk about the last chapter. I usually read the comic when I'm at the therapist, so I haven't been, like, reading it on Fridays. Plus, every time I'm like, oh yeah, let me read this manga right now, they like, nah, bitch, we want a hiatus this week. And then I forget for, like, 3 weeks. But, like, I mean, I guess you can give me spoilers. I'm just gonna be like, hold that thought and then go read the chapter. But, like, I keep saying this. Talk about My Hero Academia. You don't gotta like dolls the way I do. But then don't sit here and act like these dolls aren't based off of characters. You can do that with Umi, because Umi's not based off of anyone. But you can't fucking sit here and tell me you don't know shit about haiku. You can't. You can't sit here and tell me you ain't never seen a Big Hero 6. You can't. I mean, granted, you might have better results with haiku than you would Big Hero 6, because I've only seen Big Hero 6 once, and I've seen haiku in English and Japanese twice. You can't, I'm not going to pick them out of the thing though, but you can't sit here and tell me you don't know nothing about I can't turn his head because the way his hair is made. Get out of here, Tara. You can't sit here and tell me you don't know nothing about no fucking Jujutsu Kaisen or no goddamn Pokemon. You can't sit here and act like you don't have something to talk about. Even though, granted, if you sit there and you go, hey, have you played any of those new Pokemon games? I'm gonna go, no. Because I'm a broke bitch. Literally, the last Pokemon game I played, my mouth almost said Soul of Silver. which theoretically was the second to last. No, not second to last, third to last. Second to last was Ultra Moon. And then before that was Moon, but that I'm gonna count those as the same game. But the last Pokemon game I played was bought for me by somebody else. So many things, you know? I literally have the topics of interest all over, and you can't sit here and, like, acknowledge that I have a nice body and then ignore the fact that there's a fucking Dragonair on this arm, or fucking Bill Cipher on this arm, or fucking Alice in Wonderland references. I mean, technically this is a reference to B.O.B., but most people don't know that, you know? There's a fucking Fooly Cooly, my nigga! Fucking Bioshock, my nigga! Something! Alchemy, my nigga! My interests are everywhere! Fucking... I almost pulled my shirt down, but my shirt's already down, so that would have been straight boob. Fucking Moana, my nigga. Fucking Disney musicals, my nigga. Fucking spirituality, my nigga. Fucking corpse husband, my nigga. Y'all acting like you don't know what to talk about. It's everywhere. You just gotta give a fuck. And if you don't give a fuck, find somebody who doesn't give a fuck and doesn't require you to give a fuck. Fuck with them. Otherwise, fuck off. Anyway. So yeah, the last thing a strange man said to me was, "This gonna be alright." You know? Actually, was that the last thing? Yeah, I think so. Last guy I actually talked to was, in person, was my chiropractor. Last guy I talked to was my chiropractor. Would have been Dr. Lewis. But they were like, "Oh, can you see Dr. Lewis today?" And then I went downstairs and they're like, "Oh, he's with a patient." So I said, fuck that shit. Like, look, if y'all don't want to schedule me for fucking physical therapy, that's fine. I came here for the chiropractor. Like, the only thing I like about physical therapy is doing the exercises. And I can do the exercises without seeing a physical therapist, I think. I'm pretty sure if I ask them, like, "Hey, y'all don't have me scheduled for physical therapy because I didn't get a letter of recommendation. I don't know why I need one when I got one like 2 weeks ago. But, like, can I just use the equipment to continue doing the workouts that they showed me?" I'm pretty sure no one's going to be like, "No, fuck you, get out of here." You know? Especially if I'm sitting there waiting to see the chiropractor anyway. But the level of sexual harassment has gone way down. I don't think I've thought about being harassed while going outside lately. I think it's just been like a matter of, oh, my bike sucks, so that's gonna suck. Or, well, let me not say it like that. My bike is busted, so riding it is gonna suck. My bike does not suck. It's just busted. Or like, oh, it's so cold, or there's snow everywhere, or, oh, I don't have, like, I want, like, physical money, but I only have digital money, or, oh, vices, and I gotta buy weed. You know, stuff like that. You know, nobody's jumped out into the street. Nobody's, like, said anything. I mean, granted, there was that dude at the corner store that was, like, staring at me and smiling. I don't know who needs to hear this, but do not, never stare at somebody. Especially if you were just standing 5 feet away from them. Don't. That makes you a creep, and nobody wants to talk to you when you're a creep. This dude was just, like, staring at me. We had a short conversation when I, like, walked in, because he was standing next to the thing, and I had to talk to the cashier to get my bud. And I'm just standing there waiting for him to, like, make the half, and this dude is just staring at me. Not even saying anything, just staring me straight in the face. And then I, like, left the store, ran out, because you don't get more uncomfortable than just staring at somebody for the entirety of the time that they're standing there waiting for the clerk to fulfill their order, you know? And then I'd leave and come back because I'd asked the cashier for some tissues because I have a very runny nose. It probably has something to do with this thing. Or I always could have had a runny nose. I don't really recall. I know I've had it for as long as I can remember, but as long as I can remember, pretty much goes up to when I got this thing. So, I don't know if it's I've just always been snotty, or if it's I have a sinus problem because my septum is in a funky place, you know? So I tend to get runny noses a lot. When it's really hot, when it's really cold, when I'm in motion, all this stuff. So I go back and I'm like, hey, you forgot to put the tissue in the thing. And he's like, what? I forgot to put the tissue in the thing? You sure? And I'm like, yep, I'm sure. My stuffed ass nose says so. So he goes and he hands me some tissue, and this creepy ass motherfucker grabs my hand as I'm grabbing the tissue. And I'm just like, sir, you are activating fight or flight responses, and I'm about to punch. So let go of my fucking... We are in panoramic times. I do not need your grody hands on something that's gonna go in my nose. Excuse you. So, you know, that hasn't happened... Well, that hasn't happened in a while. Nobody said anything reckless to me outside of the spectrum of my OnlyFans DMs. Which, like, again, I am less minding of those. Granted, I don't always respond. Because what am I supposed to say? Thank you. I'm happy that you enjoy watching me getting fucked in the ass. I would like more substance in my compliments, you know? And I do not identify as a human. Therefore, approaching me with compliments on my physical form aren't going to get you far. Unless it's something interesting, like, oh, I like the way you construct your outfits, or talk about my hair. My hair's always a nice one. It's like, you'll get farther talking about my hair than you will my ass. Promise you that. But I've been staring at this little sliver of thing for a while now, wondering if it was a nail that I ripped off and just put on the table to save for later. I usually eat my nails. It's not a nail, and I'm going to put this in the garbage because I'm very tempted to put it in my mouth. But it's hair and glue. A very thin sliver of hair and glue that I'd, like, glue together and then cut. So, I was about to say I haven't had a panic attack in a long time, but I had a panic attack yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? Yesterday. Yesterday was Monday, and Umi arrived yesterday, and I had a panic attack because I had to get a fucking nerve test, and then on top of me having to get a nerve test, I was only down there for a nerve test, and they were like, oh, you gotta see Dr. Lewis, too. And I'm like, what do you mean I have to see Dr. Lewis? Nobody fucking told me I had to see Dr. Lewis, and I don't have time to see Dr. Lewis. And then Dr. Lewis fucked around, literally got rid of his last patient, and then went back into his room and just sat there, like, what the fuck are you doing in there? And then he decided he wanted to wait for the other doctor to call me before he called me. I'm literally sitting in the other room with the other doctor, listening to this guy go, Walker? And I'm just sitting there like, you do realize how vague that sounds, right? Like, I know I'm not the only Ashley in here. I know I'm not the only Walker in here. Which is another thing. Like, for some reason, physical therapists have a hard time with names. Like, bro, it's bad enough y'all be having the thickest of accents. I don't know what it is. That's not true. I know exactly what it is about people of color in the medical field, but like, they be having the thickest of accents, so fucking thick that I have a hard time understanding exactly what it is they're calling me. Like, this physical therapist, like, at least the last one, the female one, she asked me if my name was Ash Key, and I just kind of like panic yesed, you know, and then just let her proceed to call me Ash Key for the rest of eternity until she realized that my name actually wasn't Ash Key. This one, I'm pretty sure he thinks my name is Sandra. So whatever he be calling me, it starts with an S and it's not Shin. I put on the file where it's like, have you fill out this big stack of papers when you first go there as a new customer, and they have a thing where it's like, what would you like us to call you if not your name? And I put Alex. Nobody has ever acknowledged that to this day, but I have been called many things that are not Ashley. And I'm telling you, my least favorite is Miss Walker. Do not address these. Don't do it. It's just here. I'm a person first. Boobs fifth. But yeah, I mean, I don't really care about having my name said incorrectly. I don't really like my name. As long as you're not over there, not talking to me, and just not enunciating the word actually, we're fine. Also, it doesn't suck to be in this body. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I was hoping for it when I went to the chiropractor. Because, like, before, they started working on my back, and, like, it was nice going to the chiropractor, just, like, having the sensation on your back. The, I forgot what it's called. The stimulation. They call it stimulation. That they put on your back, and then the massages that they usually do, those are always nice. And I really like the table stuff, and then I like hearing the chiropractor say, yes, that's it, now you're aligned, now your legs are perfectly straight. I love hearing them say that shit. I hate when they're like, okay, we're gonna look at your legs, they're just a little off, I hate that shit, because I'm like, damn, it's resetting. But I don't know how to keep that shit even, because what the fuck am I supposed to do? Every sidewalk is like this. Every sidewalk is like this. So it's like, if one leg is up here and one leg is down here, how the fuck am I supposed to keep that shit straight? Not to mention, I live on a goddamn mountain. It's like you go that way, you're at the top of the mountain. You go this way, you're in the middle of the mountain. So what type of mountain do you want? Do you want the semi-steep mountain where it's like if you hop on your skateboard and you go down the street, you're gonna have a nice cruise? Or do you want the mountain where you hop on your skateboard and now you're like, oh my god, my only options are to zoom through two-way traffic, because the second you start moving, that light where that two-way traffic is, that shit is always red for me. Always red for me. God forbid, that shit could just turn green, and the second you're going too fast to stop, that shit will turn red. Not even wait the adequate amount of time. Every day I think about how I left part of my knee on that street because of that goddamn hill and that goddamn light, and the fact that, like, sometimes my longboard gets on a hill and it's just like, let's go, we out. And I'm like, nigga, let me get on you first. But it doesn't hurt to be in this. It doesn't suck to be in this body anymore. I haven't thought about the way I walk in so long. Like, I don't know if my knees still are like, I don't know if I'm still dealing with skin volume. I mean, I probably still am. I haven't really looked at my body in a long time. But I used to have to consciously think about the way my legs move and the position of, like, the whole leg structure starting from the hip to make sure that when I walk, my knees aren't hitting each other at the very least. And now it's just like, my feet are usually pointed straight out compared to, like, inward. It's just dominantly out, and because they'll be perfectly straight, and because I'm used to this, it'll feel like they're like this, which is the funniest sensation ever. But then I look down and they're actually just perfectly straight. I find that shit funny. But, like, I don't have to think about how I walk. I can just walk, and my knees aren't instantly. Which, granted, sometimes I don't mind, because it's not as aggressive as what I just did with my hands. It's usually just. Which I guess is still pretty aggressive when you think about the fact that those are two bones smacking into each other. But they don't do that anymore. I don't have to, like, consciously walk in a manner that prevents them from doing that. Literally, sitting up straight is a completely different beast. But standing up straight, I could do that shit. It doesn't feel like I'm forcing it so much anymore. Like, it used to, like, after maybe 5 minutes of standing up straight, my back would start to hurt. Because I was just standing, and now I'm just like, yeah, no, this is my natural position now. I just stand up straight. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I could go a little taller. Because it's weird. I used to always feel like no matter what position I was in, I was just scrunched and crumpled. Like, I'd be laying on my back, and I'm like, I feel like I could extend a little bit more. And that's, come to find out, that's because my spine is like, I would show you a picture, but they never sent me the pictures. But my spine is super crooked, but I guess they're like, they've changed it in a way where it's not so bendy anymore. And that means, like, I still suck at not slouching when I'm sitting because my head is so fucking heavy. And just, I don't know. It's hard to support, especially when I'm, like, drawing, because I'm not the type to be like, yes, desk. I'd be like, yes, let me just. Damn, this face is dusty. I should put it in a container. It also needs a little sanding. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure I got this year. It says it was made in 2021. And again, I think it's funny that it says made in China. And it's a product of Japan. But then it's like the bootlegs come from China. So then you think, oh, made in China, that means it's a bootleg. But it's not. They just have a factory in China, which is kind of hilarious because it's like Good Small Company has a factory in China, and their original factory was in China. They only semi-recently, in like 2015, got a factory in Japan. I'm not sure what year that was. I know it was 500 Nendoroid, 499 Nendoroids in, because the 500th Nendoroid was the bloomed in Japan Nendoroid, which was the first one made in their Japanese factory. You know? So, like, a little bit of Nendoroid history for you there. What else? I would like to, know what sex would be like with this new body. Because it's, like, it's interesting doing porn, and you have, like, a spine defect, and then they're like, yes, arch your back, and I'm just like, I am arching my back, what do you mean? But because my spine curves forward, my ass literally, like, tucks in, which now I'm just like, my ass feels it looks hella fat. Like, I mean, maybe that's just my opinion, but I feel like it looks much fatter than it did before, because my pelvis isn't tucked in, it's just regular now. So now my ass isn't, like, handicapped. And now half the time I just be staring at my ass and I'm just like, is that mine? Like, before I used to look at it and I'm like, do I have a big ass or nah? Now I'm just like, I see it, it's there, that's an ass, that's a nice ass. So I'm just like, and I feel like sex is uncomfortable because the position of my pelvis kind of like, how do you say this? I feel like it unaligned my vaginal canal to the point where, like, it kind of was off kilter, so then when I was penetrated, it was mostly uncomfortable unless I was in, like, really in the right mindset. I mean, if you have a vagina and you know what I'm talking about, let me know why you experience that. I mean, if you're comfortable talking about it, let's have a whole conversation about the way vaginas feel during sex. That could be fun. I think I'm gonna try to have a conversation with my Discord friends, see if I can actually get anybody to take, because we be having some wild ass conversations in there. I just want to know, is that just a me thing? Is that because my vagina is unaligned, or because I'm asexual and kind of don't like sex in the first place? Which is funny, right? Or maybe, I don't know. Well, I can definitely say that I'm demisexual, because if I don't like you mentally, if my brain doesn't go, oh, this person is smart, or this person is talented, or this person is a fucking nerd, that's usually the one. That's how you get me. I'm like, oh god, this person is such a fucking nerd. I just want to sit on their goddamn nerdy ass fucking face. I really like nerds. I don't know if that shows. Even if, like, it doesn't matter the type of nerd. Like, oh, you're really into anime? You really like that geeky shit? Oh, you really like maths and science? You want to talk quantum mechanics, baby boy? It would be nice if I could say that I have, like, better people in my life. I do have my Discord friends. They aren't the greatest. I would like a support system for when I'm feeling like, but I currently plan on filling that void with, my brain is just drugs? Fill with drugs? No, not drugs. We're trying to cut back on drugs. I'm going to fill it with Umi. She's going to be my familiar. I'm going to embed her with so much spiritual energy that she may just come alive. And I hope I can get used to that. Just a small doll running around my room. That was the stuff of nightmares as a kid. And that's still kind of the stuff. Have you seen the amount of dolls I have? They come in every size. There's a Lapras beanbag. All you see is tail. Actually, I can't even go that far up because there's a dildo there, and it looks like the Lapras has a dick. with the way the dildo is sitting. But do you see the size of that Lapras? He's on the top bunk. That's a whole teddy bear. Like, imagine if that nigga came to life to start beating me up. Like, nigga, why haven't you finished me? I have no eyes. Just slapping me with his one right paw because his flipper, because the left one has a hole in it. Not slapping me with that one. Just like, why haven't you fixed my flipper? Uses ice beam on me. What else? I want to skate. Because I haven't skated since the start of... I think I might have skated like one time. But I haven't really skated since the start of having my body realigned. So I want to know if it's less awkward. Like, it was something I had to adjust a lot of things and get comfortable with a lot of stuff in order to do. So, like, maybe I can actually give that nice kicking power, you know, while I'm riding. Because you need a nice kick power to get to good distance. So maybe now I can actually kick without losing so much balance and just not lose a lot of balance in general. That would be nice. I am getting a lot of commissions now. I almost always have a commission. I mean, I've been working on one commission for a while, and at this point it's just because I don't want to do the next step with clay work, which I guess is going to hold up this other commission too, because I have to do a little bit of clay work on it. But, you know, I like to, so that way I'm not like half-assing anybody's stuff, you know, because I'm feeling motivated to really commit to this part of the project compared to like if I just half-assed it and just didn't want to do something like this, so then I just did it because I had to, then I wouldn't really be fully dedicated to it. Plus this stuff takes a lot of work and time, so I can't just half-ass it, because then I'm going to start, and then what happens if you don't feel like working with clay anymore in the middle of working with clay? Your clay is going to harden and you've wasted clay. You wasted supplies. Hey, Cthulhu. I'll walk away, that's fine too. I kind of have a bunch of regulars for dog walks. I have a lot of repeat clients and a lot of people that request me specifically to walk their dog. I have a lot of offers coming in from Rover for cats. That's a weird one. That's a really weird one. That one started like Thanksgiving or something. Started with Ziggy and Sumo. I don't remember when I got my first wisdom tooth removed. They really should have just took them all. Should have just said, hey, take all the ones you can today. Anything you can't take, that's fine. I don't need to eat. Like, I'll literally just survive off of meal replacements. I don't give a fuck. But what else? I have a lot of commissions, and that makes me really happy. The fact that people like my art, I've been getting much better at what I do, but the fact that people actually, like, see that, that's the part that trips me up. Where it's like, it's one thing for me to think I'm really good. There are just times where I'm drawing, and I'm, like, designing a character or something. And then I'm, like, sitting there questioning if I can even draw. And then I finish a lot of the picture, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can draw. I'm actually really good. Cthulhu's not dead. That's a positive. Going on 6 years this month. It's got a birthday coming up. So I guess I am becoming more independent when it comes to like work stuff. I'm probably going to lose my PayPal soon because PayPal wants me to verify my information because I get money through them. And they're probably going to shut my account down if I don't verify my information, which is going to suck for, like, everything, because I need it to pay for my Ami orders, and kind of need that for, like, business. Like, one client pays me through PayPal and shit, and PayPal, well, PayPal doesn't handle the Etsy stuff. But a lot of my clients pay me through PayPal, and a lot of my funds get sent sort of through PayPal, like Depop and shit. So I don't know if that's gonna close down, but I'll sort that when I get it. I'm afraid of like putting in my information because my previous PayPal account got locked out because somebody scammed it and took like $1,000 and something from it, and I'm just like, how does that even happen? How did they even get this information, for one? And then that got closed down because they handled it, but I was really bad with money, so Yeah. And I kind of don't want to pay $1,000 and something back. Look, I'll be a responsible adult that acknowledges their mishaps, but I'm only going to do so much, okay? Especially when I'm not making bank like I used to. I mean, if the government wants to start giving us money again, then sure, PayPal, you can have your money. Which is kind of funny because I currently owe PayPal money on this previous account. I mean, on this current account. But that's kind of PayPal's fault. Because nobody told PayPal to not give me the option to choose which card I wanted to pay my phone bill with. And nobody told PayPal to force the thing to go through. Like, you could have declined it instead of charging $130 on an account that was already it just had -$8 in it. I don't know why they approved that charge in the first place. Instead of being like, hey, what card do you want to use? Oh, you want to use Cash App, the one with the money in it? Cool. And then, I just went through, and now PayPal is trying to charge all the accounts to get their money. And I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You chose to wait for me to spend all the money. And I took a long time to spend that money. I mostly used it on, like, other necessities and shit. But now I'm just waiting for, like, the $91 that PayPal likes to put on hold, because every time somebody sends me a lot of money, they're like, oh, this is suspicious. We're going to put this on hold until you add a tracking number, meaning I have to finish the whole piece and then ship it off, and they have to get it before I can get the money. And, like, I got a refund for the money that I spent on my April, January, February, March, my March Bloom pre-orders. I got a refund on their shipping costs because they came with Umi in her box. And PayPal was just like, thanks. Which I thought was hilarious. Like, I have no problem with that. I understand that, like, for some reason, you decided you were going to pay my phone bill. You were going to pay first, ask questions later. So now you just went from, oh, I can't charge any of these accounts because none of them have money, to, you owe us money. We're just going to put this here and take everything. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to get this refund. I wonder if it's going to go to my debit card or if PayPal's just going to take it. And PayPal just took it. So I expect PayPal to just take the funds when they clear, possibly tomorrow, because I shipped the package out yesterday. And hopefully it doesn't take forever for this package to go from Brooklyn to Queens. You know, New York. Both New York, not Queens, Australia. UK? There's a Queens somewhere. I mean, there's an everything somewhere. There's probably another Brooklyn somewhere. There's probably another New York somewhere. I'm gonna look that up when I'm done recording. Unless my other phone is within reach. Hey, Google? Ah, you don't answer. Even though this phone never answers anyway. Literally, the fucking Google Home in the kitchen will answer before this phone. Literally, the other phone, my old phone, that shit would be on 1%, about to die. It will kill itself answering with Google. I have my own space. I could use a little more space, maybe some storage space. But it's my space, and I can do with it what I please. And that's always nice. I didn't have my own space before. I haven't had my own space until I moved into this place. Even, like, the first apartment I had, or technically I think the first time I moved out of someone's house, it was when I was living in Staten Island. Yeah, because before that I lived with my dad, and before that I lived with some friends on their couch. And then before that I lived at my mom's house. You know, and I lived in this one apartment for like a month, and then that's when Mike was like, yeah, no, suddenly I can't record with you, so now you can't pay rent. So I had to leave that place, and I was only there for a month, but that didn't even feel like my place, because I was always on fucking edge, because there was a door in my room that led to somebody else's room, and there, of course, it wasn't just a regular fucking door. It had to be a fucking door with a space under it so Cthulhu could squeeze through and get into somebody else's fucking bedroom. So And, like, the closest I had to my own space before that was when I was living in Staten Island with this dude. But he was a controlling man baby. Controlling zygote baby. Can't not even acknowledge him as a man because there was nothing manly about him. It's like, well, you want to threaten me? It's like, okay. Fight me with your own fist, you little bitch, talking about you're gonna get your brothers. Oh, little baby's gonna get his brothers? Why? Because you know I'm gonna sweep your fucking leg and steal your prosthetic and then beat the shit out of you with your own prosthetic? And the fuck is you gonna do then? Hop at me with one foot? Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. You gonna cry, you little baby, because I don't want to have sex with you because nobody wants to suck your little dick because we can all see how fucking toxic and gross you are? Yeah, you want to hurt somebody because they don't want to say, oh, fuck me, daddy. Right, that's some baby shit. Talking about, oh, I'm the daddy, but how come you don't want to cuddle me? Because the daddy's the one that does the fucking cuddling, you dumbass. Especially when you haven't even, like, established a relationship with somebody. Complaining because, oh, I just want a baby daddy relationship. Because I just want to be the little in this little dumb relationship like we established. Aw, poor baby. That's why you stole my clothes, you little bitch. Because you can't afford your own clothes for your subs, right? Anyway. Kind of had, like, a little room there. And I could do with what I wanted, I guess, for the most part. But, like, he was a controlling fuck. I couldn't even, like, have male friends over because he was scared that we were gonna be fucking. He was so upset when he heard me fucking other boys, but oh, you can't fuck me? No, you're fucking gross. It's like, I'll fuck you when you get 2 legs. I'm sorry, no offense. No offense to anybody who is a paraplegic or missing a limb, anything like that. No offense to you guys. I would fuck you if you had a good personality and we were in a committed relationship. No ifs, ands, or buts. Doesn't matter what part of your body is missing. But this guy, I'm gonna make fun of him for it because he's a little man, and little men deserve to get pushed in front of trains. But a lot less toxic people in my life. Like, the people that are in my life, they care, even if they can't show it the way that I need them to show it, or they're not capable of being as open and understanding as I would like them to be, or as useful and have good conversations like I would like. They still care, you know? They're not, like, faking it. You could definitely say that Nelson is faking it, but you could also argue that Nelson is a toddler. So he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's not capable of not acknowledging his own actions, which is why I avoid him. Because if I'm gonna be a mommy, it's gonna be to Cthulhu. Or to any dog or cat in my care. Or, you know, the baby that pops out of my fucking vagina. But I'm not gonna have a baby with a baby. That's, say it with me now, pedophile shit. And, what's that? Alex is not a pedophile. Right. Alex is not a pedophile. And, you know, whatever that term is for people attracted to young teenagers, I'm not that either. I like adults. I like big beefy men. Big beefy women. You know what I mean. Louisa, where are you, honey? So, I guess I'm pretty good. It's like, I'm very lonely, yes. I would like some people I can hang out with and talk to. I would like somebody to talk to that's not just like, oh, that sucks, that's too bad. I would like to have an actual conversation about it. I understand that it sucks. It feels like it sucks. It feels like this sucks, and I don't want to go through this. It feels like I want to die. I get that. You don't have to tell me. We can have a conversation about it, you know? Let's actually dive into it so that I can be like, oh, I feel like this. And you could be like, oh, well, I think this. And I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe blah, blah, blah. You know, we actually talk about it. So I come away from the situation, I'm like, oh, you know, this sucks. But maybe there's a meaning behind it. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe there's a reason for it. I just want to get to that part. I usually have to get to that part by myself after, like, going through the emotions. But I would like that. So, I guess we still have to work on it because my people skills still suck. But I'm not where I was before, where I was surrounded by fake assholes that, like, only pretended to... Well, there are definitely fake assholes in my life, but I have fully indulged into my social ineptness, you know? I can do bad on my own. Like, I don't really want to talk to anybody who's boring and has nothing to offer me, because why would I want to? Like, I don't have time to hold conversations that are boring when I'm literally running around all day trying to preserve battery for the WAG app that tries to kill my phone, or the Rover app, which I think kills my phone much less. You know? What else? This is nice. Let's keep talking. I am a really good artist. I mean, I've always been a good artist, but I'm better than I was before? That's something, I guess. I have freedom, I guess. Like, for the most part, if I wanted to go ride my bike right the fuck now, I could. I don't have to ask anybody. I don't have to tell anybody. I mean, I probably should. It's like 12. Yeah, it's about to be 1. I should probably tell somebody if I'm going to go ride my bike, but I don't have to. I could hop on it and go. That's nice. I could just go anywhere, really. I have a better relationship with my mom. We actually talk. Like, sometimes I just be texting her and talking about feelings and shit. And sometimes we just be hanging out talking about feelings and shit. She sent me an article about this person that made, like, a bunch of money walking dogs. And that just kind of feels like an acknowledgement of what I do for work. Because before she was, like, skeptical about it. But then after so many people telling her the success they've had walking dogs and the fact that, like, I pay my rent walking dogs, she's a lot more supportive of it. As well as, like, my doll hobbies. Like, at first she's kind of had an issue with the fact that I was still playing with toys. But then I'm like, no, I use them to make money as well. As soon as I said that, she switched her shit and she became more supportive of my hobby. So it's like we can actually talk and I can actually be expressive and vulnerable with my mom and actually tell her what's going on, and we have like a legit conversation where she's supportive and encouraging. And that's really nice. Like, sucks I had to become a functional adult to get that. But I got that, and I don't think I'm gonna lose that. I always say that because there's always that porn bomb. But at the end of the day, there is no retaliation greater than mine. No matter what you say about me doing porn, you can't be mad for how I chose to heal my sexual abuse when you did nothing when I was being sexually abused. Because this started with family on both sides. So neither parent can say shit. Isn't that sad that neither parent can say shit? Not under my mom's roof. She would have burned a man. But like, at my aunt's house, at my grandma's house, fucking. No fucking. Thankfully there was no fucking. That would be dark. That'd be too dark. Oh man. Now I'm sad because that would be so dark. Our relationship is so much better. Like, if I just wanted to call my mom and talk about some shit, just some bullshit, just like, hi ma, how you doing? I would feel more comfortable doing it now than before. Like, now I'm just kind of like, yeah, kind of want to go hang out with my mom. I probably would have did that today, but I didn't really want to because there's just so much going on. And I already feel a little overwhelmed to the point where it's just like, I kind of, like, maybe Thursday. Well, Thursday, Deval's supposed to come over, so maybe Friday? Or maybe next week, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll just go hang out with her. When things aren't so crazy, that'd be nice, you know? I'm an adult with my own money. I can buy my own art supplies to hoard and use on stuff. I have so many art supplies. Like, look at this. Do you see this tiny flat iron that is perfect for doll hair? Do you know how ridiculous it is to own a flat iron? I bought this flat iron while I had locks. You know how ridiculous it is to own a flat iron when you have locks? I have no use for this. I only use it for dolls. I have money to buy supplies. I didn't have that before. I didn't even have a room to put things. Now I have a room, and in which to buy things, to put things. Isn't that nice? That is nice. I think that's nice. I have a semi-decent relationship with my therapist, a semi-decent therapist. He's kind of nice. Sometimes I feel like we make very slow progress, but at least we're making progress. You know, when I had my other two therapists, the female ones, I felt like we were taking steps backwards and I was being traumatized. Like I used to have to fight these bitches. Why am I fighting you? Why are you cutting me off to say you're irrelevant shit? That's not how this works. And my new therapist, we kind of like, sometimes I feel like we actually make progress. I feel like we have conversations about things, and it makes me feel some sense of conclusion from the whole thing, you know? One more positive. I have a stripper pole in my room. I haven't really gotten on it. I'm pretty sure I won't for a while now because the last time, like, I usually swing around and I use it as like a sense of stability, a point of stability in my room. When I move around stuff, usually if I'm like falling, I'll grab for it because it's usually in arm's reach. Or like I'll use it to like swing around the junk in my room, use the momentum and stuff. Sometimes I'll jump on it and try to climb it, which doesn't go well. But the last time I was talking to somebody, I think I got like really excited or something, so then I kind of jumped on it, and the way he looked at me was like, oh, that was sexy. And I'm just, what do you mean? How is that sexy? I literally just jumped on the pole. This isn't going anywhere. Just let me have my childlike vices without sexualizing literally everything I do. Like, can a bitch breathe without you going, oh, it's so sexy when your breasts rise and fall like that? Like, come on, nigga. I breathe through the diaphragm that has nothing, like, I'm pretty sure my lungs aren't even inflating. It's also a good opportunity for, like, strength, because I want to build arm strength. I've definitely been doing a lot of stuff, and I'm probably going to start developing abs soon. Actually, let's look. No abs yet, but there's definitely resistance. So they're coming. I've been doing a lot of shit. Like all my exercises, most of my exercises, they're like, okay, so we're gonna, all the way down. They're like, alright, so we're gonna do this thing, because it's gonna strengthen your back. And I have like a really weak back muscle, apparently, like where the spine meets the pelvis, it's really weak there. So we always do stuff to strengthen that, but everything that strengthens that also strengthens the front. So ab city. And I guess we're going to end it there, because that was 13 Reasons Why. No, that was just a bunch of, like, things that I'm acknowledging are better than they were before. Be it little or small, there's just so many things that aren't as terrible as they used to be. We're still trucking towards fixing those root issues that make me want to fucking die. But we're a few steps closer, and that's all I could really ask for. So, until next time, Internet Nation, know that you were loved by this guy. And this guy. Definitely this guy. Do you like a lollipop? Bye.